In the Kitchen with Daddy, today we are working on our Valentine's Day series of videos. We are making a heart-shaped homemade red velvet cake covered in homemade buttercream and fondant. This is a very complicated cake, one of the most complicated recipes that we've attempted. So we are going to break this up into several videos because each video in and of itself is something that you can use to do other things, to make other recipes. For example, the first video for this cake is going to focus on making the fondant. Homemade fondant using marshmallows, confection sugar, water, and a gel colorant. And we're going to use shortening to sort of, it's a very sticky, messy recipe. Cut down on some of the stickiness, we're going to use shortening at one point. So again, the first video is going to focus on making the fondant. The second video, we're going to focus on making the cake and how to create a heart-shaped cake. Then the next video after that is going to focus on making the buttercream frosting. Then the last video is going to be pulling everything together, covering the cake with the fondant and decoration. So first thing we're going to do, we have to melt 4 pounds of mini marshmallows in the microwave. What you want to do, make sure you use a microwave safe dish. Mini marshmallows just happen to melt better, so we're going to use minis. I read at a bunch of places that the Jeff Puff marshmallows make a fondant that's too stiff to work with sometimes. So it's recommended that you try the store brand or a cheaper brand. Then you're going to need 4 pounds of confectionate sugar. And we're going to use 2 tablespoons of water in the marshmallows to soften them in the microwave. So you don't want to try to melt them all at the same time. You want to run it for 30 seconds, take it out the microwave and mix it. Put it in for another 30 seconds, take it out and mix it. And continue this until all of the marshmallows are melted and there are no lumps. So we're going to get started on that process. This is after the second time in the microwave. As you can see, it's almost no lumps. So probably another 10 seconds on this one and it'll be good. So now we're adding it to the mixing bowl. And we're going to use our KitchenAid mixer with a dough hook. Make sure you use a dough hook and not a whisk attachment or a blade attachment, or you will break your mixer. We're going to use a dough hook on low speed to mix in the sugar. You have all of it out the bowl? Okay, our marshmallows are melted. Now we're going to start adding the confectionate sugar to the mixer. And remember, we're using a dough hook on the lowest setting. Alright, it's been going for a few minutes now, and this is the consistency that we have. And we're going to add a product by Betty Crocker called Neon Gel Food Color, and we're going to color this pink. So you're going to take the pink tube, and take the top off, and squeeze a few drops into it. Alright, wait, let's see what color we get. And we're using the gel coloring because it won't put that flavor that regular food coloring has into your fondant. Alright, go ahead and add some more to paint. Towards the middle if you can get it. Yeah, there you go. Okay, we're going to finish the rest of it by hand. This is what we have so far. So now we're going to take shortening, and she's going to rub her hands in shortening. Rub your hands in it. Rub some on the table. Get another scoop, smear it on the table. Okay, now reach in and grab the dough hook and squeeze the fondant off of it. Squeeze down, yeah. Take your hand. And now we're going to get it out of the bowl and onto this work surface of the table. Okay, we have shortening spread on the on our work surface and on our hands, and now we're going to knead it until it's smooth and the color is spread out. So I'm going to flip it over and press it. Palms into it, stretch it, yeah. Now roll it back up, stretch. Roll it back up, stretch. Roll it back up, stretch. Okay, roll it into a ball so we can show them something. Now pull a piece of it. You see how we get this nice stretch? You get almost 2 inches before it breaks. That's what we want. And we're going to knead it until we get the color rolled into it, nice and even. Messy, right? Messy work?
Yes.
But it's fun, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now what you're going to do, we want to put this in the refrigerator at least 24 hours before you need to use it. Let it finish setting up and resting. To prep it for the fridge, you're going to rub the outside in shortening and then wrap it tightly in at least 2 layers of saran wrap. From what I understand, this will last almost a year in the fridge. So we colored the entire batch, but again, you could have colored it afterwards at the kneading stage and pulled off balls and only colored what you needed to use. So we'll see you tomorrow with the second part of the video. And for tonight, we'll say good night.
Good night.
Bye.